Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Welcome everybody to Hex Token channel. Of course, your daily dose or dolly dace, your daily dose. How do I say it? Daily dose, daily dose. That's it. Daily dose of course, Hex news. So welcome everybody to the chat. Very cool. And we've got a poll on today. It's a bit of a fun poll, and of course, I got some silly kind of answers, but they're all pretty positive. How happy are you about your Hex Hedron income? I bet many of you didn't expect to get that, and probably most of the community, to be honest. And of course, it's a Hedron airdrop, but it's kind of like an income, right? So for all the days served, you can get the airdrop. You can hold it, you can sell it, you can do what you want. You can trade it for Hex, whatever you want to do. You can just hodl dog on it, or you can, of course, claim all the future days as well for your Hex stakes. There's people that got native Hex stakes, of course. Just bonus, and you could claim that every month for an income, or you could just hold on to it as an asset, or you could buy something else. It's all sorts of stuff there, something for everybody. But what a huge bonus! So get into the poll, folks. How happy are you about your Hex Hedron income? Over the moon, 33%, so good. Huge bonus income. XT shares keep on printing dollars, lol. And of course, that's part of the human side of Hex is T shares just like money printers. And I keep printing away. So pretty cool. Hey, we've got lots of good stuff today, folks. So we're going to get into all of that. Sounds like my audio is up and running. So that's pretty cool. And welcome. Get into the chat, folks. Say hello. We love the community. That is the heart of Hex. Of course, paying it forward, delayed gratification, paying your future self, all those good things. That's what it's all about. Now, changed my cap today, of course. Drop the Top Gun one. Just give you a bit of a fresh change with the old cap there. So very cool. Hey, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell. And, of course, if you want to join as a channel member, hit the join button. We've got Pulsechain, Hexakins, and Richard Hart Club. And, of course, this channel continues to promote those projects well into the future. The other thing, of course, is we've got a new emoji out today. So let us, if you're a Hex Token channel member, post your emojis in there. You know what it is. There's a new emoji, 5555. And, of course, it is version 1. Version 1, it's version 1 of the 5555 emoji. And Tin Top's in there. Well done, Tin Top. So cool. And got that out there. So that's version 1. And of course, it looks pretty cool. 555. We love that for sure. So very cool. Now, as a Hex channel member, you get there's 6 of them now. There's the rocket. There's the Hex emoji. The Pulsechain emoji. The Pulse Hex emoji. The woo-hoo-hoo, which is the channel anthem. And of course, now the 555. As we move towards 10, I think there's 10. Going to be in there. We've got 6 now. So there we are. You can see it in the chat. Very cool. Hey, we've got some great news coming out. We've got good stuff to talk about. We're going to be talking about the highest of stakes. That's just come out. The launch of this website. You can see it here. Beautiful. You can see just by the website, these guys are top notch. We're going to talk about, of course, Hex price, Hedron price. We've got a Hedron website, HSI watch that you can actually look at your stakes in your Hedron. We're going to look at that. We've also got of course, all the sacrifice results. So we're going to be covering very quickly. We're going to be covering Liquid Loans, Mintra, Power City, and of course, the upcoming one is Internet Money. So we're coming out. Those are all projects going to be on the Pulsechain. Of course, we want adoption. We want people to come. And of course, some of the ways they're doing it is through sacrifices. And many of those people are already within the Hex community. So very cool. The other thing, of course, is we're going to finish off with Pulsechain and PulseX. And a timeline, of course, just to wrap things up. So it's going to be lots of good stuff there, folks, something for everybody. And here we go. So let's get into the chat. Say hello. We got Fish Tank number 1. Congratulations, Fish Tank, back on top. And, of course, Tier's in there as well. Woo-hoo-hoo. Nice one. We got Hex Force in the house. Hey, Hex Force. Woo-hoo-hoo. Good to see you. And Paul O'Shea is in the house. Hi, folks. Hey, Paul. Good to see you again. And Ninja Chopsticks in the house. Wah. We love Ninja. Bought a little bit at the very bottom. Well done, Ninja. That was a good move. Good move indeed. Of course, if you've been watching on this channel, we've been covering the price pretty religiously. And, of course, you would have picked up some of the opportunities early on. And I know many of you have picked up the opportunities, particularly Hedron, when it was down around about 550. At the very bottom, we were talking about that being a pretty stellar buy. And, of course, man has done well. Was it over 11x or something like that? So pretty amazing stuff. We got Tin Tops in the house. What's up, Hexkins? And the Hex Token channel member, Tin Top, represented. And we got CJ Journeyman in the house as well. Hey, a big community member, CJ, and congratulations. I'm sure you've done pretty well through this because you just stay the course. You just stay the course. Hodl Dogs on that as well. Hey, no offense to Hodl Dog, just like that name. Hodl Dog's kind of a cool name. Hodl Dog. All right, cool. And Tin Top's in with the emojis, loving it. And Hodl Generations in the house. What's up? What's up? And of course, Hex Tokens in the channel with those emojis. Very, very nice. What else we got? Ninja, tickle that like button. Yes, hit the subscribe button, smash the like button, hit the bell, share. So spread around your friends and folks in the community. Get this channel up. So obviously this channel passed 3,000 subscribers, kind of moved it from the smaller YouTubers into the bottom of the middle ones there for the Hex Pulsechain community. Let's keep pushing it up. We're going to get it much higher, and of course get up towards the top of the middle of the pack, just underneath that 10. I think maybe 3,000 to like 8,000 is kind of that middle pack. We want to get it push up to, what does Richard say? Up and to the right, something like that. So that's what we want to do. Kind of keep going, folks. Simple Believers in the house. Ethereum just launched their testnet. Oh, that's pretty interesting, Simple Believer, because that was they're going to be doing their docking. So moving from the hybrid at the moment, proof of stake, proof of work, through to full proof of stake. And of course, they're expected to launch that in. I thought they had already doing private testing already. So I guess the testing there, they're looking at probably July, August at this stage for that docking. But that doesn't have a lot of the sharding as well, though. And that's really what's going to increase the TPS and lower the fees. Very positive. There's Simple Believer. Good insight. Another Hex Token channel member. Kind of scary now, says Simple Believer. How I made it says, dump so much Hex for Hedron. Yeah, so quite a few people have sold some Hex for Hedron, and that probably has suppressed the Hex price. We're going to talk about that shortly. That is topic number 2. So we'll get on to Hex price soon enough. How Hex ain't gonna 20x before Hedron, says How I Made It. So some people will be speculating that. We'll talk about that later on. Craig's in the house with the emojis. Another Hex Token channel member. Woo! I love it. But the Hex Rockets look so good. And we got Tin Top says ETH under pressure. It is under a bit of pressure there. We're going to talk about that too. That is coming up. And John Gibbon says, well, Sandeep's in the house. Sandeep, hey, yeah, from Calcutta, India. I represent Sandeep. Good to see you. And of course, John Gibbons there too. If I start a native Hex stake now, can I claim the Hedron for it? You can, but only for the days served. So you're really starting at the beginning, and you've got to wait till you actually serve some days. You get can claim a Hedron per day on that times your multiplier. So there we are. You can get into the Hedron site, and you can estimate that on the homepage on Hedron. We'll talk about that later. And Simple says this, it works both ways. It creates pressure on both parties, does for sure. Tin Top's got the arrows up and to the right, up and to the right. Yeah, that's right, Tin Top. Ninjas in house there. Yep. And if you claim, you'll lock in a 9x bonus. Yeah, you must claim. So if you do your stake, if it's brand new, to claim the X bonus, you get 9x at the moment. You've got about 5 days or so to go for that. Claim the bonus, and that will be locked in for the future. So it doesn't matter when you mint your tokens in the future. Once you've served more days, you'll be able to always have that 9x bonus. So lock in the claim if you're going to do a new Hex stake. And of course, you can do an HSI stake too. You can put it in there and wrap it up, and it'll be an NFT. And of course, that's potentially tradable too. So that's another option for you. You can either do, yeah. So yeah. Tin Top says absolutely. All right, let's get into it, folks. Here we are. We're at the highest of stakes, and of course, this is just released this website, and of course, they're doing the film documentary on Hex, Richard Hart, and the community. So it's going to be pretty epic. And of course, the target is to get this out on the big streaming networks like Netflix and things like that. So it's going to be pretty awesome. They're going to be aiming at the little top ones, and this go viral. This is going to be obviously a major component of our going viral in 22, 23, as I always say, as we ramp up. And of course, we've got a couple of mechanisms that are going to ramp us up for that virality. Obviously, we're building anyway. You can see that we're already building virality at the moment with the more community members, more promoters, content creators, all that sort of stuff, with a really great, strong culture being developed. That's really cool. And a maturity, getting that maturity. Education's an important part of that maturity, about if you're going to get Hex, stake your Hex, long, that sort of stuff. The other thing, of course, is we've got Pulsechain coming up, which is going to be a game changer. And of course, the fastest way to mass adoption in crypto. So that's going to absolutely accelerate big time. But then on top of that, we've also got huge things like this. The highest of stakes can't be undervalued in terms of the film documentary going onto these top platforms, becoming viral. And of course, this could reach hundreds of millions of people on the multimedia forms, directly and indirectly through social media as well. So It really is a big deal. And of course, these guys are top-notch quality film documentary makers. They have an award-winning team, and we'll check that out soon. So let's check out the website. Let's go over that, and let me know in the comments what you think about the website as well as we go through, or if you've already looked at it. So a documentary on Richard Hart and the Hex Token. We've got the highest of stakes here. Got a cool side profile image of Richard with the nice black and white grays in there. It looks really cool. The real story of the most controversial figure in crypto and the fastest appreciating asset ever. Now, I think that they've done a good job wording that phrase. I think that's a very good way of enticing some real interest. So I think that's really cool how they've done that. Controversial figure. I like that. That creates some excitement. People go, what's the drama? People like drama when you're doing watching these TV things and so forth. I'm not really into the drama, but there are a lot of people that do like that sort of thing. The fastest appreciating asset ever, of course, is another awesome catchphrase. What heck is that? What is it? What did that? So pretty awesome. And we've got some cool images here, just part of the filming, interviews and things like that, road stuff, jets, of course, camera stuff, plenty of stuff. The London meet up there for the anniversary party. Spain, of course, with the fast cars looking good there. And of course, lots more. The problem I think they're going to have is, and we'll get that to the timeline, I'll talk about that as a good problem, but we'll talk about it soon. So you can sign up for movie updates, folks. Very, very cool. Let me post this in the chat. You can get hold of, go to this and sign up. If you sign up, of course, you will be able to, if you sign up, you'll be able to get, you'll be able to get the, all the insights from highest of stakes. So definitely sign up, folks. You'll get some really cool insights before everybody else. So I think it's pretty cool. JR says, love the stream. Always great content. Appreciate that, JR. Love the nice comments there. And there's the site. So definitely check that out. Very, very cool. And of course, here is the video, the original video here, which is pretty exciting. Let's pull it in. Let's actually watch that. Let me just share that. I'm going to remove this, of course, and let's get rid of that. Stop, bam, and let me share this page. Boom. All right, cool. That should play now. Let's play the audio and bear with me. This is pretty cool. This is just it. It's not actually a preview. It's like a teaser. So this is pretty cool. Let's play this as well.
This is the opportunity of a lifetime. Yes, every scammer in the world is going to tell you something similar, but in this case, you are actually going to have regret.
I mean, you're scamming everyone. Richard Hart, he's got a history of being called the spam master.
There's some weird things going on with his coins.
Making one of the biggest Ponzi schemes that we have ever seen.
Hex coin is 1000% a scam coin.
People are going to lose money because of you.
Remember all the haters? All the haters that told you that I was a scammer and Hex was a scam? I got bad news for the haters. We're making new all-time highs where everything else is getting wrecked. Price is up 4,000 or 5,000 fold in 600 days.
I've made enough money in the last week that I could buy a house in cash.
I would never have to work another day in my life.
I'm here to shill. I want to change the world, and I can only do that if people participate. The only thing that matters in this world is goods and services. Everything else is accounting. And our made-up imaginary internet money is better than the government's made-up imaginary internet money. It's true. Both of them are only backed by the shared fiction of the humans believing that they have value.
If Hex is a religion, then Richard is God.
I'm in crypto for glory. I want to have the best cryptocurrency that's ever existed. I want to have the best performing asset that's ever existed.
And so I think of blockchain as like the internet. In the 90s, everyone thought the internet was just for email.
I bought some this morning.
They're imaginary quarters. Like, it's like playing Monopoly.
I put it all in. I win.
Like, all of what?
All of our house money.
This is a force that is not going to go away. The cryptocurrency is not going away. And at some point, the people that you met that you thought were crazy loon birds, they're going to be in the 1%. And they're going to be the people that own half everything.
So that, folks, is the teaser. I thought that was pretty good. And yeah, they're very, very cool. So we'll pull that back up the screen. Let's go. Awesome stuff. So you can see there's a couple comments about the teaser. Is that obviously you guys have seen it probably, but it's the fact that how professionally the editor's cut is so professional. Number two, the narrative is really well thought out, and they get good people on it that actually add to it. I'm not sure what the girl's name is that laughs, but that laughing about the internet email, that was just the funniest thing ever in that video. So that was pretty hilarious. But yeah, just so good. Really well done. And of course, this is going to be a full film documentary. It's going to be absolutely epic. That teaser just showed you the quality of this. This is top notch. And of course, we'll look forward to it. So the team behind the film, of course, is pretty awesome. We travel to over 60 countries making commercial films for brands like Apple, Fujifilm, 4 Seasons, NFL. So these are top notch, folks. 5 Emmys, more than 100 million impressions worldwide. As experts in the science of storytelling, we've been invited to train United Nations, Apple, Nike, 10,000 plus filmmakers in 100 countries, TEDx, Sundance, etc. Really is pretty cool. And of course, here is the production timeline, which I think is pretty neat. And we've got here the fundraiser, of course. So we've got Kinetics in there, who's also doing great things with the Hex Investment Trust and the Mountain Crypto Advisors, and much, much more. Fundraising and story development, character outreach, story development, production planning. So that was really cool. September 21, October 2021 to April 2022. So that's next month. Principal production, of course. So that's October, November, December, January, February, March, April. So they're not finished yet. Next month. But the interesting thing about this is the fact that even in the future, there's so much good content that will be developed. It's always a challenge not to include some of that. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Exclusive coverage of Richard Hart, of course, additional character interviews and additional coverage of Hexkin. So also they're going to have some sort of, antagonist in it. Somebody that's going to be the antagonist. I'm not sure who that is. Maybe if you've heard that might be, let me know in the chat. Of course, and then in April 22 to June 2022, post-production and filming. So editing of the film, custom music composition, that's going to be really exciting to see that. And of course, I wonder whether they'll draw from some of the Hexkins that are into the music. We saw some of that on Hexpo. It'll be interesting whether, like the Pulsechain theme or the Hex theme, things like that. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see if they incorporate any of that. Focus groups and testing, of course, to make sure that it's hitting the right spot there. And then, of course, Q3 to Q4 2022. So this is actually slightly earlier. Remember, last update really was Richard saying January 2023. And, of course, this is targeting Q3, Q4 official premium distribution. And this is when I thought it might be. I thought it might be this early too. And, of course, we know that the Hex Gold Whale and Overwatch are two of our very biggest whales. Have given over $500,000 each to this, so very, very exciting. Official movie premiere, a location to be known, a goal of a top 5 OTT. So Netflix, Amazon, Hulu. So really getting to the masses. Man, Hex is just you're still early. 2 years is maturity. We're now 2.4 years. By the time we get to this, we'll be 3 years, folks. 3 years, and that's that real virality in the next 2 years. It really is exciting. Of course, the community plays the biggest role getting out there and promoting Hex, Pulsechain, Pulsechain, and Hedron, and things like that. So pretty cool. So this is the stuff that tweets out. Of course, Richard tweeted this out, the big update, the official website launched. Very, very cool. And of course, you can get insider updates. So insider updates, get some early. So definitely put your email in and submit that, get that on. So very, very cool. We have a quick look at the Bout website. Of course, we are remarkable storytellers fueled by curiosity who craft with intention so we and others can grow. So I really like their wordsmithing on the site, and the imagery is also just professional, Just so good. You can see experts on science, the science of storytelling, and the storytelling is the main thing when you're communicating. We're obsessed with understanding how the story intersects with human experience. We regularly test concepts with our university partners, and we've been published in the Journal of Media Psychology. Really cool. I love they got the old camera there on the, I think it's a dolly, isn't it? A dolly arm there. Very, very cool. 5-time Emmy Award winners, of course. We love finding and developing story using our own science-backed process developed to maximize engagement results. Our films have been shown in theaters across the United States and have earned a handful of Emmys, which is pretty awesome. We're so lucky to have these guys, to be honest. I think it's so great. And the fact that the community has gone to fund them for this awesome project is so good. Passionate and meticulous educators. We build educational solutions and have taught workshops over 100 venues across the globe. So awesome stuff, including teaching at United Nations Geneva. The Muse process has been taught to tens of thousands of filmmakers worldwide. So they're also top-notch on the education as well. So very, very cool. So their intention pretty much, you got that remarkable, intention, curious, storytellers, growth. I love it. And, of course, meet the team. You got Caitlin Miranda there, senior producer and brand strategist. You got Grant Peel as co-director. You got Patrick Morier as founder and chief executive. And then, of course, you've got Quattro Cinco, executive producer, Evan Goldsmith as associate producer and executive producer, our well-known Kinetics, who's doing many, many projects to help pump our bags, as it were. So big shout out to Kinetics and Wales and the rest of the team. So very, very cool that. Of course, you can donate to this in addition. Contribute crypto to making of this documentary, so you can do that. Why donate? Of course, all donations go towards making the film stronger. This month, we're moving into a new office space, building sets, and working on art-directed scenes. So we have actually posted those images of the building that they've moved into. It's so modern and futuristic. It really is a good place for them to do the filming and stuff like that's really cool. Blockchain staking and T-shares, so nice. That's the thing. They've got to communicate that. I think of what's that? The big. What's that movie? The big something. The big. Big trade. I can't remember the name now. But they had that and explaining, the keywords and that stuff like that. So it was pretty good. What do you get for donating? Of course, first and foremost, you help make the story stronger. Second, by donating, you get special thanks for the movie credits. So you get into the movie credits. That'd be pretty cool. Be sure to register a donation below. Third of all, donations over $1,000 equivalent will sponsor the making of a new social video sneak peek that you created. So very, very cool. And then finally, you got how to donate there, so you can read that yourself. Of course, a huge thank you to executive producer Kinetics for leading the film and believing in this film from the beginning. We also have an amazing team of producers in Big K and RG3, so very, very nice. You got those guys there, very cool. View the leaderboard, of course, the Sacrifice leaderboard. We've got Henry Duran on there, Durhawks, and OG Hemfix, so pretty cool. I noticed that the Hex Godwell and Overwatch aren't on there, but maybe they're separate from this, so very, very cool. What else you got? The top 3 contributors by single donation listed below, in addition to special call out and the movie credits, they receive VIP tickets to the official premiere, which is pretty nice. So cool. And then of course they got their workload, stories designed to guide the heart and move the mind. I love that. It's so good. So they got some of their other previous stuff, 4 seasons, online film, Fuji Create Forever. So you got lots of different work proofs there, so you can check that out. And of course, contact details is the final bit. You can contact them on there. So very, very cool website, man. I hope you guys loved it. I loved it. I think it's so good. I can't wait to see this film documentary. Man, oh man, you just want it yesterday. It's the kind of thing you want yesterday. And so it's super, super fun. Hey, this is the right time to get on. Hex, get those Hex, get staking, get everything into the community because, we've got everything up and to the right. Film documentaries. What other crypto has this stuff, man? We got War Chess. We've got Pulsechain, we've got Pulsex, we've got just so much going, all these other projects. This is the place. This is where everything wants to be. And, of course, crypto domination, world global domination is in progress. It really is awesome. Man, oh, man, it's just so exciting. Tavern's got the money bags in the house. And Tintop says, not into drama either. I would watch the documentary if the title was about Richard Hart. I'm sure they have a pretty good topic there, Tintop. Hex is a scam, it says Tavern. You terrible Tapper. He put all his house money around 40 cents. And Sandy Beach says, "Hi everybody, I'm here from the beach. Lol, a snow beach, a snow beach. Really? That must be pretty cool. I'd love to see a picture of a snow beach." Tapper's got the highs on in there. Tim Tot says, "Crypto girl, she works for Mad Energy now." That's right. Yeah. So Crypto girl's joke about the internet and email, I thought that was hilarious. The way she just laughed at that was so funny, and that was priceless in the teaser. Stuff like that's real magic. And I have seen her. I think I saw her on Crypto Heartbeat doing Mad Energy. So best of luck there as well. And cool. What else we got going in there? Teprin says, "Woo woo!" Hey Teprin. Say Hex fam. Hey Hex fam, says Sandra. Hey, Sandra's in the house. Woohoo! Hey Sandra. And of course, Tin Top says, "Hey Sandy, come on in and warm up on the fire." Yeah, if you're on the snowy beach, that's for sure. Hey Sandra, says Sandy. The Big Short, Tin Top, thank you. The Big Short is what I'm talking about. They did that little experts where they explain, like one girl's in a in a bathtub, I think, drinking champagne or something like that, and with the foam or something in a spa, and she's giving an explanation of what terms difficult terms mean. I wonder if they'll have that kind of approach also in the highest the stakes video. Big Short, yeah, thanks guys. I knew I just forgot it. I can't believe it. I've watched it a few times. You'd think I'd remember, right? And Interpret says the Big Lewowski. Yeah, maybe the Big Lewowski. That's true too. That's pretty funny. Craig Welling says Wrench Gang blue chat wall. Absolutely, that's nice. Good to see active Wrench Gangs in the house. Good to see you, says Sandy and Craig. Tim Tot says Jinx, you owe me a Coke. Yeah, it seems that way. What else we got going on there? Sandy says I hope it's on Netflix or maybe a cinema. Yeah, cinema would be pretty cool. Although it's snowing here, boo. It's snowing here, boo. Well, that sounds beautiful. Obviously, it's cold. There's a trade-off. Beauty and coldness is like a trade-off. Hello, everybody, says Matt. Hey, Matt, good to see you from Bali. Hey, so we got Sandy sitting on a beach with snow, apparently, or walking a beach with snow. And then we've got Matt in Bali, which is probably super hot and drama there. So pretty funny in the tropics there or something. Nice one, Matt, with the emojis. I hope you used the 555, Matt. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Got the 555 is here. Yee-hoo, says Matt. Absolutely. That's the way we roll. That's how we roll. We've got 6 now. I think I've got room for 10. So I think if there's a rule, you can actually get more emojis if you do reach a certain something. I'm not sure what that is, but we'll get into that. There we are, folks. Highest Stakes website launched. Things are happening all the time. And this is just another one of those things. The community is expanding. And, of course, the price will do its own thing. But eventually things will turn around with that as well, because all the foundations are being laid. The foundation being laid. The other thing, of course, is technically based on Kinetic's comment is that the Hex Investment Trust. Let me pull it up. So the Hex Investment Trust should technically be open today. So what that means, I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see when they will be receiving and investing funds. But this is pretty much the other thing. So this is all around Kinetics. Kinetics team's doing a lot, right? Obviously set up the Highest of Stakes. That's now its own machine running. And of course, the Highest of Stakes is technically open as based on what Kinetics told me the other day. So this is pretty exciting. We'll look to see how this actually does their market buys. No doubt they'll be using 1 inch and Matcha to do market buys and staking 5 for 5. Obviously, Hedron's now in the game as well. So they've got to think about Hedron. And of course, also Pulsechain. So we should expect to see not just the Hex Investment Trust, but we should see multiple products being offered. I'm not sure if they go to PulseX. They may do, but they would have to disclose that's a higher risk reward profile. Not because that the pump mentals aren't awesome, but just because it's exchange rather than a blockchain platform. So it's going to be interesting to see that. So we'll keep eye on this. Hopefully, Kinetics will give us some update, possibly next week if we're lucky. Just depends what they are doing there. But this is super bullish, folks. The bullishness is coming, and that's why you've just got to just buy the time with the price. If anything, the price is an opportunity, right? So very, very cool. Matt says, yes, warming up for sure, but still a little bit of rain, says Matt. Okay, so not completely sunny there. It's pretty sunny here in New Zealand, of course. We've got the 5.5s there. Hey, nice one. Nice one, Sandy Beach. Love it. And Bintang in the house says, woohoo. Yeah, Bintang's here. What's going on in here? Not too much Bintang beers, that's for sure. JR's in the house last Saturday at the NASCAR event. It snowed out of Las Vegas. No way. Really? Talk about crazy. That is crazy stuff. And Tefrin says, Hex token pump. Yeah, Tefrin, that's the way we go. We rock it with the green candle. We'll see where we get one. And Jimbo Stick says, g'day, everybody. Hedron is super duper Superman. I think so. I think Hedron's being as people are getting a lot of excitement about it. And certainly while we wait for Pulsechain, it's pretty cool. But I like the idea of the fact that you could mint Hedron every month, depending on your stakes, and it could be a nice passive income. So based on your B shares, T shares, whatever. So that's a real upside, right? You could also use it just to hodl and play it out, or you could use it to buy Hex. You can do stuff like that. It really is quite cool. And of course, you can make new stakes with the HSI stakes. You can borrow against them. Really is quite a lot of new upside, I think. So nice. I think there's a short-term impact on the Hex price. Don't get me wrong. There's some people selling Hex. I don't know how big that is, but it's still. I've definitely seen some on the blockchain. Follow the addresses through. So definitely some buying of Hex. But once the price will settle down a bit, we might see that phenomena go away. Jay, I didn't know you were in Vegas yet. How I made investment trust? You mean a counterparty risk? No, how I made it. I didn't mean that. So this basically accepts money in. It buys Hex and stakes 555. No counterparty risk there. And of course, then it goes on a secondary market. This is the only way that you can operate in the traditional world. So yeah, there we are. And basically we'll trade by unit party shares. So the Hex itself is not counterparty risk. That's hardcore crypto. Buy 555, never sell. It's basically like a whale coming in and buying 555. So pretty cool. On the other side, of course, you got traditional markets. So, you know, you've got your counterparty risk there. Cool. Let's get on to the Hex. Hex, of course, if you haven't got Hex, folks, it is the best of the best. Of course, 30% API, you get paid inflation, 38% around about there. If you're doing an average stake, 6.3 years. Obviously, if you're doing stake around about 12 months, that'll be about 12%. And of course, if you on top of this, though, you get penalties. As people do, if they break their stakes, you get penalties. 50% of the penalties go to you. So your upside can be massive in terms of your APY. We've seen APY is high. You know, well, recently we got the third biggest payout in Hex, and of course the APY was 76% on the day. So you can see amazing stuff, folks. Really, really cool. Check it out. Of course, you can buy Hex on Uniswap and then stake it 555. And now you can also, as you serve more days, you can claim your Hedron as well. Get a 9x bonus at the moment, and you can start earning Hedron as well. So you're getting Hex and Hedron. Pretty exciting. So check it out, hex.com, folks. Let's go to the Hex price. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Here we are. So we're still in the uptrend, despite the chart. We're still on a trend reversal. And of course, it could have been stronger, but of course, we had a Hex OG, which has been selling down from about 120 million Hex down to about 50 million now. And they did a 20 million sell overnight. But why they sell at these prices, I don't know. I don't understand it. They just do it. What they put into US dollar. I haven't seen what they actually, if they're doing anything else with it. But who knows why they do it? I don't know. You got Pulsechain coming, Pulsechain coming. It's just, I don't know. It's hard to say it's not rational, but it doesn't seem that rational when you think about everything that's coming. But maybe they need the money for something. I don't know. It's just kind of crazy stuff. But anyway, so that's why we've got our red candle. We're actually gaining momentum at that stage. So they really kind of killed that. We would have been over 14 cents in my view at the moment. But you know, we're still in the uptrend. You can see we had our long-legged doji. We had our green confirmation. This was the confirmation of an uptrend after this doji, because the doji is kind of opens and closes at the same price. So it's kind of neutral. And then, of course, the next day you need to have a nice green candle next to it to show that you're on a trend reversal from this downtrend that we're in. And we did get that, which was wonderful. In fact, we just didn't get one. We got a really good one. Went up to 14.37 cents. And of course, then the next day that was confirmed with a good green day, of course, yesterday. And then we got as high as 14.72 cents. We got a new high there. But then at Hex OG, we're sitting under 14 cents, about 13.8. We're about 13.5. We're starting to move at 13.8. We would have probably got over 14 cents today. But then the OG went and decided to sell 20 million down. That kind of dampened it down. But we're still in the uptrend. So we've still got an uptrend here. We just need this to start reversing a little bit and move into a smaller red candle possibly, and then get a nice green candle in the following day. So we've still got a long way to go. I think we're probably about 10 hours to go. Haven't actually checked on the thing there. Actually, let's do that now rather than me just guesstimate there. Let's go to the hourly chart and have a look at this. So how many days are we in? Let me go here, 11th. Or we're on the 11th here, 12th. So 12th. All right, so 15 hours. So we've got 9 hours to go. 9 hours to go before this chart ends. But here is the OG here selling here. As I say, we were up at about 17.7 cents, 13.7 cents, and we're holding pretty well. We had a nice little uptrend, higher lows going here, and we would have continued on, but this OG came in. This is what happens. I don't know why they do it. You know, we've got so much good stuff happening, and of course, then the market just follows on. When you get sell, market gets a little bit, you know, sell, and hopefully we'll start tapering off about now where we are at 12 cents, and then bounce off that, and that will create another low there, and we can move up higher. Now, that's the way that goes at the moment, and of course, always it's a buying opportunity. So obviously, it's always a buying opportunity, and we've still got the uptrend intact. The other thing, of course, is we've got this resistance line here, and at the moment, that is sitting at 13.1 cents. So we're about a cent below that at the moment. So we need to get a nice little strong candle. Tomorrow, that's going to be easier. We only need, tomorrow we need about 12.7 cents. So nice little comeback there. We can break out above that resistance. Obviously, we've only got 3 days left there to get out of that, and then up and to the right. So that's still reasonably intact, but we'd like to see this red candle close up a bit and then move over that by either today or tomorrow. We'll see how we go there. Now, we know in Hex, of course, you can get big market buys in an instant, right? Someone comes in, bam, game over. And all the people that sold out are out the door. And, of course, away you go there. So it's going to be interesting to see that. Obviously, we've got a bit of a gap. We've got Pulsechain testnet 2.5 coming up, or 2B coming up within the week. And, of course, we're also expecting – we have seen some updates in GitLab on that. And then the other thing, of course, is that we've got to wait for Pulsechain testnet 3. I expect both of those to be short. We'll talk about that at the end of the live stream. And then, of course, the mainnet. So there is that gap. Does offer opportunity for people to sell out and this and that. But once again, still a nice little trend reversal there. We're back in the middle of the Bollinger Bands on the daily as well. So we're sitting right in the middle there. We were at the top, and then we came down as well. So everything was looking pretty sweet, right? We're actually starting to get a bit of momentum. One OG decided to take some profits. That's the markets. That's how it works. All right, cool. So let's go to the daily. So yesterday I said we were going to get an uptrend unless an OG sells, right? That's what I said. And of course, what happened? An OG sold. That's just a funny sense of dancing humor there, but this is the way it goes. All right, so cool. What I was going to say was interesting stuff. So Gunther the accountant had his update. It was a very brief update. It didn't have quite as much as I thought, but he gave me the number that I wanted. So he said that there's 13.5 billion Hex in public circulation. So that's not the origin account. And so 13.5. So there used to be about 22 billion. Seems that that's now 13.5. Now, obviously, after the sacrifices, over 5 billion. And then, of course, he did some of the top wallets, ended up minting their Hedron that they were actually, he actually had them in the wrong. He thought they were big holders, like public holders, but they weren't. They were part of the origin account. So he's added those in, and that's reduced it down from 22 billion down to 13.5 billion. Now, he considers that still too high, but if we take that over the total amount of Hex supply, which is 638 billion, that's about 2.1%. Now, as I said earlier, back in May last year, I think we were sitting at about 4.5%, somewhere in that ballpark. And of course, we want to get down to 2.5. Looks like we're down to about 2.5%. But of course, 13.5 billion Hex in liquid bags. This is liquid, not staked. Remember, staked amount is about 61.8 billion last time I checked. So liquids on top of that. So very interesting stuff. And of course, 13.5 billion is still a lot. And of course, we'd really like to see those people staked. And that's kind of the best estimation. So the Gunther account estimation on that is the best that we have at this stage, trying to tag all those addresses between origin count and the public hands. So the public hands is all investors like you and me. So it's sitting about that. But that's dramatically down from 22 to 13. That's pretty cool. So about 2.1% against total supply. That includes the origin account. Of course, you could exclude both the staked origin account and the liquid origin account, which includes sacrifice wallets as well for Pulsechain, Pulsex. And then you could actually just have 13.5 billion versus the remainder of the stake, which I don't know is probably 50 billion or something like that. So that's an interesting ratio there. Maybe 1 to 5 liquid, which is probably about right. That's probably about right. Probably a lot of people holding 10, 20% liquid is the way it goes. So not all of that liquid, of course. 13.5 billion is all people wanting to sell, like the Hex OG we just saw, who's down to 50 mil now. But also the fact that that a lot of that liquid Hex stays inactive. People just don't sell it. They just sit on it just year after year after year, because a lot of them are stakers. They just have it there because they want to have a bit of liquid, maybe 5%, 10%. But we also know a lot of Hex OGs who are staked well long have hardly any liquidity too. So it's a bit of a mixed bag. We're always going to have that as we go. But obviously, the cheaper that the Hex OGs sell out, the better. That's just the way it goes. So cool, folks. That's where we're at the moment. I'm still in an uptrend there. Obviously, if it breaks down further, if another OG came in or this OG sold its last 50 million, then that's obviously going to have an impact on the price. But we got 20 million gone, and it was about a 1 cent move. That's not too bad. Some people do want the price to just collapse down to 3 cents to get rid of all these OGs, but you just don't know whether they're actually going to sell it down. It could be alternate retail plebs that sell it down and not the big wallet. So you know what I mean? It's like a bit of a trade-off in there as well. So I'm not really in that camp. I think that I think bouncing off 10 cents is pretty good from my view. That would mean that over a 365-day period, we're up 10x on a year. 10x up on a year is pretty good, right? So I think that's probably a good place to be, and it gives greater strength moving up to the next size. So that's kind of my point of view on it. Cool. Obviously, we are counting it down here. We've got the Hex double here on the 19th of March. And of course, let me just get rid of some of these comments here. I just realized I've got all these comments in here. I got rid of the banner as well. Bam. All right, so cool. And so, yeah, we've got a few days here to the all-time high doubles again. And there we are. So how many days? So 6 days. We're not going to make that, but we're going to do it later. We'll do it later when Pulsechain is ready. And of course, that launch there, I've got that the 30th of March, but it's actually moved out to the 15th now. Not sure where that is on here. Let me just double check this. Let me change that here while I'm live. So 15th of April now is the earliest date. That's the key phrasing, is the earliest date that I have now. And I'm not sure if that's exactly the right date there because I haven't got the dates at the bottom. For some reason, they've disappeared. But that's kind of cool where we're at the moment. And of course, we will get this green pump. We're just waiting for, maybe we get some news. So we've got coming up this week, 2.5. Then, of course, we'll have Pulsechain testnet 3. That could be probably 4 weeks, let's say 4 weeks. And then, of course, 15th of April is kind of the earliest date for that. We're also expecting a block height and, of course, the launch. So how's that going to be happening? Obviously, with the validators, they have to have a certain amount of information. So they should have some indication when Pulsechain is going to launch because you want at least a day or two indication that that's going to happen. So it's going to be interesting, folks. But the block height itself can be done earlier and more secretively. Obviously, if he announces the block height, then people are going to try and get the assets, get more Hex, get all this, and of course, get that for the biggest airdrop in crypto history. So it really is the key pumpermental. How he communicates is another thing. Obviously, with Pulsechain, you could do that after Pulsechain launch, could be after the block height. So that's going to be fascinating, folks. It's going to be pretty cool. Let's see what happens. Very, very nice. All right, so there's the prices. We'll look at the DMI and see how that's going. We've got the Hex, the sellers just pulled off a little bit, obviously, with the Hex OG. Really been the key cause of that. Otherwise, we're actually building momentum. We would definitely probably be over 14 cents given what's happened post that. So cool. And then, of course, we've got the sellers just evening off there. So just a little reprieve in the trend, but the trend was heading in the right direction. We'll just keep watching that for sure. And of course, the RSI just pulled back a little bit there too with the Hex OG sell. Nice. All right, so cool. That's where that is. That's the Hex price update, folks. Hope you enjoyed that. Yeah, like I say, the ultimate thing, we're still in a short-term uptrend. And of course, today is pretty pivotal. We'll watch the next 9 hours, see how big this red candle is. And then, of course, a nice green day tomorrow would be really nice. Doesn't have to be big, just has to build that slow momentum day after day. And of course, we'll break out of this resistance here. Our next resistance is over here, around about 21 cents, maybe 18 cents, but 20 cents by the time we get there, somewhere in this ballpark here. We could also obviously punch it. If we punch past that, we could go up to 24, 26 cents. So that's kind of the range there. All right, cool. Let us get on to the markets. Markets are up and down, up and down. The stock market, of course, having pretty decent pullback if you look at the numbers on the Dow Jones and stuff like that. But the crypto market itself's going up and down, up and down. And Bitcoin's now back at 39,000 and Ethereum just under 2,600. So that's pretty good. I call this half bear market. I actually like this. I don't want to go full bear. No one wants Bitcoin down at 12,000. You imagine the asset values. Two people have two forms of income, right? They have the assets and they have the income. And of course, we want a pretty stable economy for income. And of course, we want nice asset values. And at the moment, our asset values are at a half bear. They're pretty good. Imagine if you got people with $40,000 of Bitcoin coming into Pulsechain, that's really cool. Coming into X, that's cool. If people with $12,000 Bitcoin coming in, that's not as cool, right? That's almost four times, 3 times less. So you really want that asset value to stay up at a reasonable level. I'm not in the camp of let's all go down to the bottom. And so, yes, we can pick up lots of bags if we've got USDL or USDC or something, but really that wipes out a lot of the economic energy. And I think Pulsechain wants to have a lot of economic energy coming on onto it. So half beer, I'm pretty happy with. Hedron, folks, let's get into that. Before we do that, we'll get into the chat, make sure I'm up to date on all the comments. I forgot where I'm actually at here on there now. Let's get in here. So we've got Jimbo Slick says, "G'day everyone, Hedron and Super Tube." I think that's where we're up to. Thumb up says Tobarus. Absolutely thumb up the live stream. CJ says, "JR, I didn't know you were in Vegas. What stays in Vegas? What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas there, CJ." Investment Trust. I think we got up to that one too. Click the like button, says Sandy Beach. Absolutely. And Tintop says Cabana's happy hour stream today was excellent on Game Theory, Hedron, and Hex Investment Trust. Kool-Aid, awesome. Hey, Tintop, it was. I watched most of it myself. I thought that the Cabana's one was really on fire, and they just let it run, right? They had such a good chat going on. Some really good, smart people on there, and they just let that run. It was really cool. If you haven't seen that, folks, check out Crypto Cabana's live stream. It was on. It's got lots of good stuff in it. And, of course, they have different sections in it, so you can jump to the discussion, which is a bit later in the piece there. But also, obviously, Gunther, the account, was on there talking about the circulating supply, so it was cool. JR says, yes, brother, let's meet up in September. Pulsechain. I got it, says how I made it. Yeah, it's all good. And Matt and Barley says, we were waiting. Congu area saw your nice vet to sort out pets. Had a breakaway from home and got our bamboo cotton and spandex mixed t-shirt material for our 5 shirts. Woohoo! That sounds pretty good, Matt. And maybe we can see an image of that on Twitter or something, maybe private chat or something. JR says, a good angel of a Hex can help me out big time. In Fremont, I don't know who the Hexkin was. Thank you. Hey, that's a really nice story there, JR. It's great when Hexkins help out, and that's part of the culture, right, for the Hexkin community. Very, very cool. And Tintop says 21 million dummy market sales. She set a limit order and protect the price and slippage against yourself. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that, Tintop. Hey, Summer Solstice is in the house. What's up? Hey, good to see you. Well, the markets look like they're doing a bit better, and Tintop's in the house there too. Mixed, aka is in the house. Nice emojis. Yeah, I love the emojis. Let's post some of those in there. Emojis, bam, 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 bam. Obviously, the 5.5 is just out today. That's hot off the press, the 5.5 emoji. Very, very cool. All right, so let's get into Hedron, folks. Here we go, and bam. Hey, look at these lines that I've got. So let me just full grade this. I'm going to get rid of the trades. We've got the chart here. So these lines, you guys, if you remember yesterday covering Hedron, the price here. So this was our uptrend price, right? Sorry, this was our uptrend price here. This one here. So this was our uptrend price. Man, oh man, was it good, right? Steep, steep, steep. And that was huge, right? So if we go to let me go to the daily. We'll come back to the hourly chart in a second. Let's go to the daily here. And of course, let us have a look here. So at the moment, of course, our all-time low was back here on the 3rd. Yeah, we were down about 553. And of course, we rallied all the way up to this price of 7,000. Was it 7,130? 7,130, folks. That's a 12x in 8 days. 12x in 8 days. Man, oh man. That's the crypto dreams. That's what crypto dreams are made of with a 12x. Pretty exciting from the all-time low. That's fabulous, right? So if we think of it, this is a 12x. If we think that it's going to be 100x from the all-time low, that's 0.405. That's pretty amazing, folks. So, yeah, it really is cool. We got 5 in there at the moment, 4. So, yeah, that'd be 50,000, wouldn't it? 50,000 would be the magical number, 100x. Why not, eh? Why not? That'd be pretty awesome. So, I thought it was pretty cool. Let's go back to the hourly. And, of course, I think this is the hourly. Am I on the hourly? Yeah. So, we could see that on the hourly. I was going to actually post this last night. Just before I went to sleep there, but you know, it was actually crashed down this vertical here, this high angle, which means that the momentum was falling, and as you see, it did fall down, and then it touched this next angle from here through the bottom of this over to here, and it hit there, and I was going, oh, it's getting a bit worried. The race, you know, it's starting to fall now. Now, someone asked me yesterday, I think somewhere around here, whether they should get in. I think it was Pulse 777. And I was just like, I don't give investment advice because it had already gone up like 11x, right? And of course, I'm not going to, you know, tell someone to do that. If you'd been watching earlier in the days earlier, you would have picked it up probably around, you know, 700 or 800 because we were talking about that being super cheap at the time. But of course, now it gets after it's done an 11x run, you've got to be very careful with making any suggestions about that because markets always have pullback, right? They don't always just go up and to the right. So very important. So there we are. So we came down through that. We actually dropped down all the way down to 4,500. And then it started to bounce off this curve. So we actually, the angle's just gone boom and then boom and then boom, right? So it's really just slowed down. And then when we hit here, I was going, oh no, now we're forming a lower low here as well. And of course, I thought, oh, normally in most charts, you'd be in trouble at that stage, right? You'd be starting to go down to a 65 to an 85% pullback. But what happened was we got in a couple hours later and someone did a massive buy, like $670,000 US, and that just pumped it back right up, and we went back up to 7,130. In fact, hit our all-time high at that. That got sold into, and of course, it was pretty hardcore that hour there. You can see that one there, pretty amazing. And then we slowly come down. We bounced back off this angle too, though, which was interesting, right? So we got this angle, we bounced off that. Now it doesn't always hold, and then we bounced off again. So we actually popped down through that a little bit, had some nice little buying coming in, and then now we've just got this little retrace. But we have got higher lows, even though the angle's kind of fallen down, and so the rate of growth has fallen down. We've actually got on this one higher lows here. So you never know. We might actually start trying to make another push. If we get enough big buyers in there, we could push up much higher into that. So if we scale this up here, we could definitely, already hit our 6,300 target. Remember, if you've seen the video targets, I've done videos on those. Our next target, of course, is at the 10,000. Of course, that's a psychological level, always those tens. And of course, we could actually have a battleground in the 7,500 to 8,500 mark. It's going to be pretty fascinating. See if we can do that now. Obviously, with the angle pulling back, that makes it kind of the growth rate slow down. But that doesn't mean that we will lose complete momentum to be able to move up because we're getting higher lows, which is a bit more, giving you a bit more confidence that we could actually have a little pop up here. So if I draw a little trend here, we could get something, something like that. And I'm not sure if that's got I think I got the wrong arrow on there, but you get my point. Let's go for a green one there. So we could get, no, that's not quite as thick as I'd like it. Let's go to pixels here. Let's go 4. So we could get something like this. And of course, that would take us up, to the, say 8,000 mark. So we could get that. We just need another one of these 100K, 200K type of people coming in to push that up, or a whole ton of small people. But it's pretty interesting. We can actually see that the chart, the ratios itself has gone down. We were sitting at like 110, 130% on the 24-hour. That's now negative 3.6. So we can see that a little bit of energy's gone out here, but we're actually holding up pretty well. And we've still got a little bit of an uptrend on this angle here, but we've also got slightly higher lows. It really is quite critical now. I think it's kind of a critical period that we're in right now, so it's going to be pretty fascinating. Obviously, you can see it's all red on those ones, but they're all quite relatively small compared to the movements that we've had. The market cap sitting at $350 million US. Isn't that fantastic? Congratulations to Alex. Quietly programming all this for about a year or whatever. Super successful. Man, oh man, he can walk around and say, hey, yeah, I created a thing that's worth 350 mil. That's pretty amazing. And of course, if the price goes up, 3x from here, he can walk around saying, yeah, I created $1 billion thing. That's pretty badass, right? So maybe he should get onto the highest of stakes as well. Who knows? But that's pretty exciting. Now this the pool amount actually updates a bit slow. This is version 3 on Uniswap, and we're using Dex Screener here. So just take that. I'll post that in the chat there in case you want to check it out. Bam, and nice. All right, so that's kind of where we're at the moment. We have definitely the angle growth rate. You can see that with the angles, it's definitely pulled back, but we have got higher lows at the moment. And then let's see what happens. We get a nice little green candle upwards. That's game on, right? Game on. And of course, the next big target is the 10,000 in my view. A bit of battle around 7.5, 8.5. We get through that and away we go. It's kind of the way it's looking at this stage. Obviously, if someone comes in and decides to sell it down, we could end up reversing down, right? We'll end up going that way if one of those big bag holders decides to do that. Obviously, even a small amount now, 3-4 billion Hedron can actually drain quite a bit of the pool when we're up here. So let's pull that up just to show the pragmatism around that. So let's see the last big seller here. So this one sold 2 billion. That's not really a lot in the scheme of things. We've got 62 trillion out there. And of course, that's $11,000. So you get an idea. Every billion's about 5,000, just over $5,000 at the moment gets sold down. So interesting stuff there. Fascinating time. I think there's a pretty critical period right here in the next, say, 6 hours. Let's keep watching that. The other thing, of course, let's go to, it says we've got 2 million in the pool there. This is probably a little bit outdated. It does take a little while for this to update. And 474 billion Hedron. Obviously, the price makes an impact on this, but also the amount of people that put stuff into the pool itself, like put Hedron, put US dollars. Let's have a look at the pair. And of course, we can see that there is 62 trillion Hedron, folks. Amazing. And of course, if we look at the holders, there's now 12,704 holders. We know that probably about half the people that have minted have claimed, have minted something around that ballpark. And this is the headline of the Hex Goldwell. Sorry, the Origin account has been minting. And of course, they've minted on days served. So they have about, last time I checked, they had about 13% of the staked amount. So if we've got 62 billion staked, they've got about 13% or something around that ballpark of that. Maybe slightly less, but they have been minting based on days served. And of course, they've got the leading wallets there. And then, of course, there's other big wallets in there as well. Don't know all of them, who all they are. Of course, got Hex Goldwell up there. We've got Hex 19 up there, which is really the great story too. Obviously, after the big hack last year, and then, of course, the biggest payout of all time, the stakers, it's nice to see Hex 19 getting some of that back. So minting it and then moving it from the compromised wallet and into a safe wallet. Very, very cool. And of course, that's worth about $2 million now. So congratulations to X19. That was a huge hit. I think they were the number 7 biggest whale. Hex 19's, some people argue about his age, but he's somewhere between probably 80 and 90 years old, somewhere in that ballpark. So big hats off to Hex 19. Congratulations. It's really nice to have these good stories come, and especially after something like that's happened. So very exciting there. And yeah, sitting there pretty cool and back in the money. It's nice to see. So cool. There we've got that. If we go down to the top 50, 64 billion is in the top 50, and the top 100 there is what have we got? 30 billion. So 30 billion to be in the top 100 there, folks. And to get in the top 150, you need 20. So 20 billion. So let's have a look at what 20 billion is worth right now. That's the top one. So that's worth 115,000. We've got about 2 million in the pool or so. This is a little bit outdated, as I say. Or not, that could be well below the actual total. That's what it's saying at the moment. So pretty interesting stuff there, folks. And of course, the top 150 wallets really have the most impact. But like I say, if you've got a billion Hedron, that's about $5,500 at the moment. So interesting times ahead. Very, very cool. Let's jump over to Hedron itself. Now, if you haven't done this, the 9x bonus is around. So there's a 100-day launch phase. Every 10 days, the bonus goes down by 1x. So it starts off the first 10 days 10x, and you can claim that today, lock that in for the future of your stake. Doesn't matter when you mint your tokens. So you're going to claim and then mint. Doesn't matter when you mint your tokens. The thing you must do now is claim. It is a read-only interaction with the contracts, just reading your stakes and then giving you Hedron based on that. But in this case, you do the claim button, and that's what you get. So you got 5 days and 20 hours to go until it goes from 9x down to 8x. That's a pretty big deal, right? That's a 1x. It's a 1x. Everyone's after a 1x or 2, So this is an 8x bonus. After 100 days, this is going to be nothing. There's going to be no claim, and there's only going to be mintable. You're only be able to mint. With the exclusion of the special claim, there is another bonus. There's a special one, but this could be a long way away, if ever. This is the advanced to mint ratio bonus. And of course, that will be amount of lending versus the amount of tokens minted. And this could be a long, long way off. And of course, it's going to last about a day, as I understand it. Could be a 10x multiplier on that up to. So a lot of people won't actually mint their tokens until that happens. And of course, get the upside in the volume. But once again, that could be a long way off after the amount of supply that's in there at the moment. As we say, there's 62 trillion Hedron being minted. So, are we going to get 31 trillion Hedron borrowed? I just don't see it. So we'll see whether that ever comes to pass. That's my understanding of that. So very, very cool. All right, so that's Hedron, folks. So once you've done that, of course, at the bottom of the page is also a calculator. You can work out how many B shares you've got. Remember, 1 T share is worth 1,000 B shares. You can put that in there. Of course, you have your day's stake. So maybe you've staked a day. Let's put an example. So we'll do 1 T share. That's 1,000 B shares. Let's say we do a stake for 5555. So that's 15.2 years. And then we put in the days served. Let's say we've served 830 days, which is how many days Hex has been around. So let's pretend this is a day 1 stake on Hex. We can't get a 10x bonus anymore. That does not apply. It's now a 9x bonus. See how it's going down? Every 10 days, it will go down by 1x. And of course, we've got a 9x bonus at the moment. Let's calculate the amount of Hedron that we're expected to get. So it's telling me here that we've got 3 zeros. So we're going to get 8.3 million Hedron there. So that's how much we're going to get here based on this. So cool. And of course, as we serve more days, if we say, let's say we serve for all the period, then that's going to give us a total amount of 5555. So isn't that interesting? Alex thinks of everything. It's a 5555. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. That's the estimate. So you can see how he's done the maths. That's pretty hilarious. This guy's got a sense of humor. So 55,550,000 Hedron you'll get for one T-share over the lifetime. So I think that's pretty awesome stuff. So that's a calculator. You can use that. And of course, then you can go to the actual tab. So we're on the homepage at the moment. You can jump to the tab. The link is in the video description to hedron.pro. This is the official site. You can hook up your wallet here, of course, and that will show your stakes below. I don't have any. This is just a test wallet, but you can have your stakes at the bottom. So if you've got a couple of stakes, they'll all be below each other, and then it'll show you how much Hedron you can actually mint. But you do need to claim the bonus first. That's the launch bonus. You don't want to get 1x later on. You want to get 9x right now. So for every B share you get like 1 Hedron per day served, and you want to get the 9x on that. That's kind of the way the maths works. So rather than getting a 1x, you want to get a 9x, 9 times your bags and volume. That's a no-brainer, right? So very, very cool. Now, the Hedron, of course, you can add that to your MetaMask as well. So if you do decide to not only just claim that 9x bonus, but actually mint your tokens, you can mint them and it will show up in your MetaMask wallet. Obviously, they show up on the blockchain. Very, very cool. So that's pretty much the free airdrop to Hex stakers. These are people that have already got stakes. They're called native stakes. They've done them through go.hex.com or you've done them through Staker app, something like that. You can claim those. The other thing you can do, of course, is make new stakes. And, of course, with your existing Hedron native stakes, you can't borrow against those. But if you make a new Hex stake, which is called a Hex stake instance, you can actually stake Hex and put in the amount of days. So if you staked in, let's say, 10,000 Hex, and you put in the days there, so let's say you did a 5-for-5 day stake, you could actually go through and approve all that and stake that. That's going to basically be like a container, and you get the Hex that you got 10,000 Hex, you put it in the container. That's your wrapped Hex staked. What does it do? It opens up new smart contract features for it, and of course, it would be tradable as an NFT or non-fungible token. And of course, that is basically going to be able to be tradable or moved around, so you could sell it if you need to. Maybe you've got an emergency need to sell it or whatever, you can sell it on OpenSea. So that's pretty cool as an NFT. So it's pretty neat stuff there. But not only that, but you can actually borrow against it. So even though you may have started the stake today, you may have no days served. So you've served no days on that stake. But maybe in a year, you've served 365 days. You can then mint the Hedron against that stake, or you can decide to borrow against the future days that you haven't served, and you can get that all up front. So it's going to be a lot of gamification with that, pretty fancy, and you've got to understand the lending stuff. We'll probably go through that on another day onto the HSI and the lending aspects. But of course, if you fail to pay the loans back, it can go to liquidation. So your investment, your stake can go to liquidation. People can then bid Hedron on it. And of course, the highest bidder wins. If they win, the Hedron is burned. It's off the market. So that's part of the deflationary stuff of Hedron. The other thing, of course, new Hedron entering the market is based on the Hex T-shares. So as T-shares decline, we've got 10.7 million T-shares at the moment. So as that declines over time, the amount of Hedron will decline too. That's mintable. So just take that into account. That's all linked up together. They work together. Very, very cool. The positive thing, of course, we've seen, because people are making HSI stakes, we've seen a jump up in 5-for-5 stakes and a jump up in the stake statistics, which you've seen us comment on daily. So it's actually having kind of a win-win. I think there's having a little bit of impact there. I can't quantify it, but a little bit of an impact on the Hex price at the moment. Some people do sell their Hex to buy Hedron, speculating on Hedron, but that will calm down. I think that will calm down soon enough. So just maybe a short-term incident there at this stage. And of course, some people might make good returns on Hedron and then plow that back into Hex. You see what I mean? It's got a bit of a give and take there. But I think overall, the functionality, the lending, the airdrop, the liquidations, and all that good stuff is going to be overall very, very good. And really just adding extra functionality on top of Hex, and also extra income. So you may, if you've got an existing native stake, an HSI stake, you're making Hedron income. That's just another bonus to the Hex benefit. So very, very cool. That's why we've got a poll at the moment. You checked it out, of course. 42 votes on that. So how happy are you about your Hex Hedron income? Over the moon. So good. Huge bonus. Hex T-shares keep on printing dollars. So yeah, it's a kind of cool. There's a bit of a fun poll today. We'll look at that at the end of the live stream. So that's pretty much Hedron, folks. Hedron.pro. Check it out. Also, watch David Fedder's video if you want to do a lot more background reading before you claim and mint. But like I say, you got 5 days and 20 hours to go until it becomes an 8x, which is, one whole X on volume lower. Just take into account. That does, once you claim it, of course, that applies for your stake until your stake is matured. Of course, you want to claim your Hedron before you unstake your Hex stake there, so that you don't miss out on the Hedron. Nice. All right, so this is the Twitter on Hedron. Twitter, and of course, Hedron's been trending. There we can see that Hedron's been trending. Obviously, Hex is trending as well. It's on crypto.com. And of course, Hedron and Hex trending there. Nice. Woo-hoo-hoo. So we love that stuff. That's pretty cool. Once again. All right, so let's jump over to HSI. This is a really cool website. I haven't got this in the video description, so I'll post it in the chat. So definitely check this out. Bam. And boom, let's put that in there. Before we do that, of course, I've got to jump back to some of the comments here. Got the emojis. Crypto Pays in the house. Woohoo! Let's get rolling. Crypto Pay says you're absolutely right. And Matt and Barley's posting the emojis. They look so good. And Marco's in there as well. Nice one. And we've got the glasses and shades. I'm not quite sure what that is actually. What is that? Anyway, so we got Hex. We got Sandra in there as well. What is the difference between minting now or just claiming for now? So claiming will just get you that 9x bonus on the volume that you'll be able to mint later. So imagine if you could mint 1,000 Hedron now. If you had a 9x, that'd be 9,000. So if you don't do you claim now, you'll get 9,000 instead of 1,000. But if you wait till the claiming phase is over after 100 days, you'll just get a one. You just get the 1,000. You won't get 9,000. So it doesn't matter when you claim in the future. You'll always get 9x times whatever you're claiming on the days served. So it's a massive volume boost. It's a bit like you're trying to get a 9x on your price. You're basically getting a 9x on your volume. So it's a easy, no-brainer. Hopefully that's clear. So let me know in the chat, Sandra, if that's a clear explanation. Mix says honored. Hey, honored. Good to see you. Mixed. Woohoo! Hey, we've got a new member. It's Mixed. Nice one. I've got to do the bow. I always do the bow for the new members. So welcome to the Hex Token channel membership. Appreciate it. And of course, as we promote Hex, Pulsechain, and Pulse X, it's going to be an awesome future for us all. And welcome to the hat there. Of course, you got to put out the emojis. I see you've already done the woohoo. You've done the emojis. You already beat me to it. So big shout out to Mix as the latest Hex Token channel member. T says we are all very fortunate to be involved with Richard Hart products. Richard Hart's revolution crypto for the better. His knowledge and generosity are top notch. In time, he will get the respect he deserves. Absolutely. And I think the highest the stakes will give him a lot of that. It'll be the kind of the cherry on the top. I think that's going to be pretty cool. I love the emojis. Mixed. Very cool. And yes, stake, claim, and chill. That's right. So stake, claim, and chill with Hedron. That's for sure. And of course, stake and relax with the Hex. Thank you. I claimed. Wondering when to mint. You can mint whenever you want. Every day you'll get more Hedron every day. Just adding on to that, as you serve more days, you'll get more Hedron, and it's like an income. You could claim it every month if you wanted to, and if you need to pay bills, it's like whatever. If you don't need the money, you can just accumulate it, and of course you can just let the price do what it does. What if the price goes 100x, 1,000x? It's being like another Hex, right? So there's lots of different options you can do there, Sandra. You could, you decide. You could sell it and buy Hex. There's lots of different things you need to decide for you. Whatever's best for you is the way that it's going. It's all about the market, right? So all the tokenomics for Hedron, for Hex, they have their own tokenomics. People have to, do what's best with them within the gamification. So, it's up to you there. Very cool. All right, so nice. Here is HSI Watch. I posted that link in the video description. You can actually post your address in here, and of course you can see that. Now I don't have this is just a test address, but I do have it on Pulsechain. Now if you have it on Ethereum, which is what you will have it on, you default to Ethereum, you'll be able to see this. Now it is it's a very cool site, but it also takes a little bit to get to follow what's happening in all respects. But if you hit you've got two different tabs up here. You got the tables, and then you got your charts here. So you got the charts there, and you got the tables. So this is on Pulsechain testnet. This is just a 10. I did one stake. Remember, I've only got one stake here. If you've got multiple stakes, it will show all your stakes. It will show also, you can toggle the dollars here on the right here, and you can try to volumes and dollars. It will change to what you're looking at in the terms of the Hex and shares. And you got this Hex yield and stuff like that. So Hex yield. So it's a little different here on Pulsechain. The Ethereum side, which is where you actually operate, will be able to show you your stakes, and it gives you how much Hedron that you're going to get over the rest of your Hedron. Over the rest of your stake period. So it does all the maths for you. It's pretty cool like that. So definitely check it out. Paste your address. It's a read only. Just paste your address and you can see all your stakes and stuff. And just spend a little bit of time looking at it. But I thought it was a pretty good site. Just wanted to bring it to you if you're wondering how much Hedron am I going to get in the future. This does the math for you. And cool. And remember, if you're holding Hedron, you're going to get a copy over of that onto Pulsechain when Pulsechain launches. This is a win-win, man. This is like you're in the golden products of crypto. This is the best thing ever. So very, very cool. And once again, hats off to Alex for developing it over the last year. Cool. That is the way to go. And of course, we're going to get onto the sacrifices next. Woohoo! Pulsechain needs products on there. Of course, NFT platforms, new MetaMask wallets, all that good stuff need to come on. New bridges, all that sort of stuff. So bridging to other blockchains. And of course, some of these projects here are doing that. They're all using the sacrifice mechanism that Richard used, trying to get around the Howey test. I think some qualify better than others with that regard. But this is the approach that's been done. Pretty much, I think most of these, if not all of them, are within the community. I can't vouch for that, but at least the ones that I'm talking about built or from within the community. But that doesn't necessarily mean, that they're perfect or anything. But that many of them are doxing themselves, KYCing themselves. That is certainly helping with the sacrifices. Very, very cool. Sandra says that is the fun part. Yeah, minting is pretty fun, but claiming is fun. Getting that 9x bonus, locking it in at the moment is very important. So very, very cool. Tell people that for sure. Let's go to liquid loans. We're going to go through this a bit faster. We're up to an hour and 10 minutes, so we're going to just go do a bit faster on this one. We're up to almost 45.5 million here on that with over 9,000 wallets. I think plus the Magic Carpet Ride pool. That's a syndicate of people around the world that go together, sacrifice to trying to get the whale. Big multiplier bonus is probably up 20,000 wallets. And of course, the estimated supply of 1 trillion. Is it 1 trillion? Yeah, 1,095 billion loan tokens. So that's pretty cool. The end of sacrifice phase is in 9 days and 8 hours. Yay, we're in the final 10 days. Woohoo! We were at 30 days. I mean, we started 30 days. We're down to 10 days. I think I said this yesterday, but I think these sacrifice periods are somewhat long. So hopefully we are seeing them shorter and shorter. Some of them are a bit shorter, so it's definitely cool. Anyway, we're getting there, folks. You can actually check your address for the indication. As I say, Jexa has said that there will be a website up that people can actually check their official sacrifice loan points. That's going to be pretty cool. And of course, that will have your earlier pays better, your bigger pays better, your longer pays better, and of course, your referral bonus if you've used your referral link. So that's the way it goes. All right, cool. The top 500 sacrifices, the Magic Carpet Ride team, which got number 1, they actually bid out the Hex Whale. I mean, this is the first time ever, right? They bet the Hex Whale out, and congratulations to them. Let's have a look at the Magic Carpet Ride team and see what sacrifices they've done in the last sac day. I think it's day 11 here. They've done $861. So definitely slowing down as we move up. Earlier pays better, moves up. And expensive there. Let's have a look at the top 500. So you need 9,000 now. So this has gone up quite a bit. You need 9,000 to get in the top 500 now. And of course, what are they getting? 116,000 loan tokens is their estimate. This is probably underplayed, of course, if they use referral bonus and things like that. Imagine it's just an estimate, remember. So they're getting 1.29 is their big pays better bonus. They're on day 10, so they've got the best earlier pays better bonus. And of course, they have they're not getting any bigger pays better. Longer pays better because they've got 0 cents here. So they're getting all their loan tokens immediately. So they don't want them later on with the bonus and volume, 6% more per month. They just want their tokens immediately. So they're getting that estimate 90,000 plus the bigger pays better bonus that puts them at 116. So people make different choices. Look, this one here is delaying all theirs for 24 months. So this number 500 wants all their loan tokens immediately. This one here wants to wait 24 months. Look at the difference. They're getting 116 million. They're getting 251 million loan tokens. Isn't that crazy difference? That's because they're getting the 2.5x or 150% more. Really is pretty big. So this one here will be able to take their loan tokens and actually put it in the loan platform, earn USDL, earn PLS, and then reinvest that, of course. Will they outdo this one here that's going to wait 2 years and get that 150% more loan token? It's going to be a challenge, I would say, but it'll be interesting to see. as well, because obviously as Pulsechain will take time to ramp up. I think it's going to be pretty big, take a little thing and then go like that. It's probably the way it's going to go. And of course, loan token will benefit and ride up as the value of Pulse gets more expensive, and the value of those loans on the Pulse on the loans liquid loans platforms gets bigger. It's going to be awesome. But remember this, liquid loans is not just about Pulse. Even though Pulse is what you collateralize and borrow against, that USDL will be able to, people will be able to buy more Pulse, more Pulse X, more Hex, and of course, some of these other projects that are around that we're talking about, they'll be able to buy those too. So it's going to be pretty fascinating to be able to buy loan tokens. It's going to be interesting to see that be able to pump a lot of projects, be able to buy Hedron. So there's going to be all these liquidity pools, all going to be pumping up. It's going to be fascinating to see this crypto domination play out. Really is going to be cool. We can see that the total amount is tapered off there. Let's jump over here. We can see that we've got longer pays better. This is our third bonus. 17.7 million is now deferred for 24 months. These loan tokens won't hit the market for 2 years. A Hex Gold Whale is in this candle. And of course, we've got just under 17 million immediately. Now, remember, Liquid Loan is going to launch a month approximately after Pulsechain launches. So that has a price, a Pulse price, and also has the audits updated. But because they're just forking the code on Ethereum of Liquidity, they've got to update those. So that's pretty much that. Then we have lots of people every month coming out after that. So obviously 6 months, 12 months, and 18 months are popular. This was also used by the Magic Carpet Ride team to do a lot of their sacrifices, probably helping these candles be so prominent. Cool. All right. So most of the wallets are small, under 1,850, under 2,500 in this candle, and every else smaller one there. And of course, we've got slightly bigger ones here in the 25 to 50 mark. We've got bigger candles, but really the big money's in these top wallets. The Magic Carpet Ride team, 23.13%. And of course, the 19.65% volume in the Hex Gold Whale. The Magic Carpet Ride team is also a syndicate or a pool of people. So this 21.3% will actually be spread to a lot of different wallets. And of course, they all have different time frames. Some will be getting their tokens straight away. Some of the tokens will be getting it in 24 months' time. So it's going to be play out that way. Let's have a look at this chart here. We're counting it down. Of course, at the moment, earlier pays better. You get 5,841 loan tokens per dollar. Tomorrow, that will be down to 5,568. So that's going to go down about 300 loan tokens per dollar. We're coming up to the last day. How many days we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 days. I knew we had 9 days. We've got 9 days left, folks. 9 days. So cool. That is the Liquid Loans results, folks. I hope you love that. Woohoo! Let's get on to the next one. This is going to be a bit faster, but we're going to get on to Mintra. So if you have picked up any Mintra, this is the results for that. Obviously, this is an NFT platform. This is the sole product. This is with Gerardo. So they're probably going to have some really good YouTube promotion for adoption with having big YouTubers doing it in the space. 10,463,282,842 wallets and 1,801,000,000 mint tokens. So a lot smaller supply limited here, and it's just the way the tokenomics work out. 6 days and 12 minutes to go until the end. So that's ending pretty soon. You can check your indicative sacrifices here. The top wallet is the Hex Gold Whale again. So not only in Liquid Loans, but he's also in he's in Pulsechain Sacrifice, PulseX, Liquid Loans, and of course NFTs. So he's going for that. And of course, this is the top one here. And then we've got another millionaire as well. Very, very cool. The top 50 wallet, so top 500, $1,100 to get in there, and you'll get about 122,000 points there. So it's quite different here. Each of these have their own sacrifice bonuses. You just got to learn what they are. We can see the wallets there. Let's jump down to the Hex Gold Whale there. So 49% is the Hex Gold Whale. Amazing. And of course, the next one, 10%, is the second millionaire there. Now, obviously, that fees off the NFT platform, half of I think it's 2.25. Half of that's going to go to people that hold the mint tokens. So you can see at least 0.5% of the 2.25 is going to go to the Hex Gold Whale. Pretty attractive, right? So if it does really well, obviously NFTs are being copied over from Ethereum over to Pulsechain. They're going to need a place to trade, and of course, if this is one of the premier NFT markets, then that's going to be a lot of money, right? So the Hex Gold Whale will be laughing. Very, very cool at that. So 5% basis points, right? So it's amazing. All right, so only a couple of days left. 1, 2, 3, 6 days left after the day. So we're in the final week. You get 61 points per dollar at the moment. Let me use this chart, it's a bit easier. You get 61 points per dollar at the moment. Tomorrow that's going to be 58. So it's counting it down. It's getting there for sure. So very, very cool. All the best for that one. And then finally, last one here is the Power City. So we're going to jump to that and see. This is actually part of the Magic Carpet Ride team. This is actually their project. 807,000, and we've got 764 wallets. There's now 1,862,000 watt tokens. That's the token you're sacrificing for. Still 4 days and 20 hours to get the best rate. Earlier pays better. So you get 2 watt tokens per dollar. In 4 days, that's going to get, or 4 days and 20 hours, it's going to get down to 1.75. So check that out. Top 2 wallets, 47,025. And of course, top 50 wallets is $100 there. So very, very different. $100 will get you, around about 300 points there. Cool. Let's go in. I think Charity won one of the bonuses the other day. So hats off to Charity. We're going to jump off. Obviously, a lot of small wallets in this. That's pretty self-evident, but a very good distribution. If you really don't like whales dominating like the other tokens, then look at this. This distribution is about as good as you're going to get. So the top one there has 6%, then 3%, and so forth. So that's a pretty looking good pie chart there. Obviously, we're in day number 6 here. So at the moment, you get 2 watt tokens per dollar. And of course, you've got a few days to go before it becomes 1.75, 1.5, and then 1.25, and then 1 for 1. And the final day is on the 5th of April for the close. You get 1 watt token per point there. Now, obviously, Power City is doing multiple products. So they're not just doing NFT Marketplace. They're doing Power Core. It's basically all these different products around, and in the middle is Power Core, and all the revenue will be going to Power Core, given back to people that hold the watt token. It's pretty like you're sitting at the epicenter of all these income streams coming into you, getting paid. That's the way I understand it works. They're going to have the Transformer Bridge. Awesome. Pulsechain, Avalanche, Phantom, etc. That is a golden thing. Obviously, we know the future is cross-chain. And, of course, the Pixel NFT Marketplace competing with Gerardo's one with the Mintra project. That's going to be pretty cool. And, of course, NRG nodes is going to be in there as well. They're going to have an accelerated yield compounder. That's for yield farming. And, of course, a custom front-end to liquid loans lending protocol. Automate various strategies to compound staking yield and accumulate more PLS. Pretty awesome. We know that there's at least 5 or 6 strategies going around with liquid loans. So it's pretty awesome on that too. They're also going to have Power Meta. So Metaverse is going to be there, VR access as well. So it's pretty awesome. So I'm not sure the timeline when they're rolling all this out, but those are the products that we're having. Of course, all goes into the core, the fees, and then gets given back is the way I understand this works. So cool. Finally, the last one we've got coming up is Internet Money. This is coming up. It's going to be, I think this is going to be over real fast, but it's got a day and 20 minutes to go. The Magic Carpet Ride around this too. And of course, you can use any of these coins here, the internet one there. So you can check this out. I'll post this link in the video description. Check that out. Bam. And cool. All right. So that's going on there. They've got some calculator stuff. I'm not going to go through all this at the moment, but that's definitely counting down. I'll probably go through this in more depth when we come up to it tomorrow. We'll only be about 20 hours away, so I'll go through it in more detail. There's a black paper up the top there. Check that out. They already have a project on Binance Smart Chain that's been, I guess, modestly okay, but this is probably a better project in that case. But once again, you've got to do investment due diligence. The team is KYC'd now, so that's good. Know your customer. They're being doxed in that way, so you can hold them more accountable for the funds that are sacrificed. So that's pretty cool. Obviously, the biggest thing is, do you think that these can get the customers to use the platforms? That's probably the biggest thing. What's their marketing like? What's their direct promotions like? What's their YouTuber presence? Stuff like that. Those are the kind of questions you should ask. It's not just about sacrificing money and wishing the best. Good luck to myself. I'm just going to sacrifice this money. You get my point? You'd be better off just buying something else like Hex or something. You know what I mean? Like if you're going to take a bit more risk with a bit of your portfolio, then that's where you go. So cool. All right, cool. Now, Pulsechain is coming up. So let's get into the chat there. We're going to talk about this briefly. I think we've got something. We've got Corey Klein in there. These 2 videos are short and give some good explanation. And T says, your thoughts, knowledge, and breakdown make everything clear and understandable. Excellent content. Hey, T, appreciate that. It's very nice words. Corey Klein says, okay, well, I guess I'm not allowed to help the community with sharing the 2 Hedron videos. Oh, Corey, yeah, you can't share videos unless you are a moderator. So, you have to be around for a little bit to become a moderator. So, yeah. Mixed Mex says, new member. Hey, Mixed Mex, woohoo. Hey, that's Mixed Mex, awesome. Nice one. Woohoo. Woo! I love it. So I think you might have changed your membership type there, Mix. Nice one. Corey Klein says someone threw a wrench at me when they shouldn't have. Ouch. What's going on there? All right, so cool. This is absolutely the most informative Hex-centric info show. Hey, Mix, appreciate that. That's what this show's all about. I think you summed it up perfectly. That's what we were on about. Hex, Pulsechain, Pulsex, the whole ecosystem, and of course, adoption. We want adoption to come. We're not afraid of adoption in other projects, but of course, the main game, the high probability, is in the Richard Hart ecosystem. It is pretty awesome. It is the gold standard of crypto, and the world is going to be taken by storm. It's going to be pretty awesome to see that play out. T says your thoughts and knowledge breakdown make everything clear. Awesome stuff. I love that, T. And Michael Keefe says, does anyone know good sites to buy Hex stuff, Hex Pulse stuff, T-shirts? Now, there is Hex Toys, Michael. So you can check out hextoys.com, I think it is. Easy says, woohoo! And Sam and Sam SB, Hex Token channel says, Superman to the moon. Hi all. Hey, Sam, great to see you in the chat now. And of course, Easy in the house, not out yet. Yeah. Of course, says on YouTube, Magic Carpet Ride has a short video on how to mint your Hedron. Yeah, that's true. Good point there, Corey. So if you go to YouTube, Magic Carpet Ride team has got a video on how to mint your Hedron. Now, that video is actually done by Jex, I believe. By Blue Bun. Blue Moon? Blue Bun. Not Blue Bun. Blue Moon? I can't remember. Blue something. Blue something. One of the Australians. A Blue Bum, is it? I'm not sure. Something like that. But he's the one narrating. So very cool. Awesome, nice, and we got that in the house there. Cool. All right, so Corey says on YouTube, Diamond Dad has a good Hedron video with some good explaining on Hedron too, says Corey. Nice one, Corey. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. All right, cool. There is the Pulsechain goals. We've got that as well. Cool. Let us get in there. And of course, so Pulsechain is going to be awesome. Obviously, it's going to be the biggest yield farm in crypto history, the biggest airdrop in crypto history, and of course, the fastest way to mass adoption. So it really is a game changer. It's going to be super fast and super cheap compared to Ethereum. 4 times faster, but potentially up to 200 times faster. It's going to be pretty awesome at the moment compared to a blockchain. So it's going to be pretty cool. The other thing, of course, is that on top of this is going to be Pulsex. And of course, Pulsex is going to be pretty cool as well. Now, both of these tokens are deflationary. So the total amount of supply of Pulse and Pulsex are given out to those people that sacrificed at the beginning. So Pulsechain sacrifice was last year, between the 15th of July through to the 3rd of August last year. And of course, then we had a mercy period, which is technically still on, but the rate is like probably a fraction of 1 Pulse per dollar now. So forget that one. But on top of that, of course, we had Pulsex. And of course, that is also the total amount given out to sacrifices, and that will decrease over time. So Pulsex is going to have a 0.25% burn. And of course, I think that we've got that up here somewhere on here. Where is that fee on here? Just to show you that this is really for new people. Yeah, so PLS has 0% inflation, validators only earn fees, and 25% of the fees are burnt to reduce the circulating supply. So 0.25%. Going to be burn on that. Pretty cool. And of course, that means the total supply is going to go down over time. That's very pumpalicious. The other thing, of course, is everybody's after the blockchain. And since most smart contracts are on Ethereum, most smart contracts will be on a Pulsechain. And of course, the big investors want to get the chain. So we'll see big money come in for demand for Pulsechain. It is a no-brainer. We've also got the Hex Investments Trust. I'm sure they'll be doing a Pulsechain one too. That's pretty pumpamental there. We also saw the big sacrifices done by Overwatch, the VC Capital, and of course Hex Gold Whale, and all the other whales in there because they know that the chain is the main game. The chain is the main game, as My Life is Awesome would say. Ching ching, Pulsechain, ching, Pulsex, ching. This is the way it goes. So I agree with them on that. And then of course we've got Pulsex, of course, is going to have 0.6% of all the fees. So if there's $1 billion of volume on Pulsex, we've got a magical buy and burn of around about $600,000. So if it's $2 billion, with $1.2 million a day. So that means that no one has to buy or sell, and we're going to have that sort of trade through on token. And basically, all the other tokens that are traded on Pulsex are going to serve all that. It's going to be funneled money out. It's going to be served to prop up Pulsex, and of course, we'll have an indirect result on Pulse and Hex itself. It is amazing, glorious tokenomics, and everybody that sacrificed early, it is beyond your dreams come true. It is absolutely, it's still to play out. This is coming up, and of course, we're just biding our time. We're being patient, and of course, accumulating during the low prices is what you always want to do. Obviously not investment advice, do your own due diligence, but that is what you want to do. So it's very, very exciting. So obviously Pulsechain is going to have a 0.29% fee. And of course, 76% of that's going to be distributed to liquidity providers. And of course, 21% is going to go to buy and burn PLX. Could be used, it's got here. We know obviously that we're going to have staking with PLX. And of course, you're going to get XPLX. And of course, some of the burns going to go in there. It's going to be pretty awesome as well. So, and we know that Pulsechain is basically finished, as Richard said. Pulsechain is basically finished. So really, it's about getting that up and running. We're going to see Pulsechain coming up, Pulsechain 2.5. So it's going to be pretty exciting to see that. So the tokenomics are amazing. And of course, I sum it up in this table here. Awesome. We're going to Hex is going to get airdropped over to Hex holders on Pulsechain. We're going to have 2 copies. Yeah, baby. Yeah. And of course, we're going to get all the ERC 20s, all the smart contracts, the 1155 contracts, all those coming over too. And of course, they're going to copy it over here. It's going to be pretty awesome. So we're going to have tokens, projects, NFTs all coming over. And of course, you need products. That's why we've got Mintra and other places like that giving, NFT platforms, because they're the big markets, right? DeFi, GameFi, NFTs, all that stuff's all the big stuff. So it's going to be pretty cool. You need to be able to trade those. So it's going to be pretty awesome. We've got Pulsechain, awesome network, Hex exchange, of course, with the PulseX, Uniswap. And of course, we're going to have the AMM bot. AMM bot is the magic's going to harvest all these pools. Obviously, V2 pools, SushiSwap, Uniswap. We're going to see that done on Pulsechain testnet 2.5. And of course, they're trying to do the mathematics and harvesting for version 3, which has a very different setup with pools on one side, prices between the price, volumes between the price curve. It's very different as opposed to an average curve in the Uniswap version 2. So it's got all that different tokenomics. And of course, they're going to try and work out some bound maths and stuff like that to harvest that. So that's probably what's going to be the most difficult thing to actually hold up for the time frame. That's a big question mark around that. So that's where we go there. So awesome stuff, folks. Everything's fantastic. Then, of course, we're going to have a day or two to be able to trade. You'll be able to trade. If you missed out on Pulse Sacrifice, you'll be able to trade some Pulsex for Pulse. Once again, be careful about the ratios. The first opening day can be pretty crazy, even after the AMM bots printed all this money, got all these pools together and all the pools bound up. Then, of course, we're going to have Bridge open up 1 or 2 days later, and that's when the biggest adoption in crypto history is going to be. It's going to be amazing. So the biggest airdrop in crypto history, the biggest yield farming in crypto history here with Pulsex, with staking as well. So it's going to take Pulsex off the market. We're going to have burn off the market. So you can see it's going to be incredible. We're going to have staking with Pulse for the validators, staking Pulse with the liquid loans. That's a month later. It's going to be pretty amazing. Of course, the fastest bridge. We're going to have all these people, potentially hundreds of thousands of yield farmers, millions of people coming over to get their airdrop and then find out that it's basically Ethereum but superior, and also got superior tokenomics. Are going to stay and yield farm. So it's going to be absolutely amazing stuff, folks. Really is cool. Not only that, of course, we're going to have all the other blockchains all going to want to come over for the yield farming. Once the yield farmers come over, folks, they tell all the NFT folks come over, and it's game over, right? So you've pretty much taken dominance in the crypto market. Then everybody else starts reporting, they start going, what the heck is this? Where'd this come from? Why has it got so much market share? Why is it decimating everything else? Why is the prices just going up and to the right? It's going to be crazy. And of course, then we've got the Fiat Gateway on top of that. It's going to be awesome. And then liquid loans is the extra pumpamental. And it's, of course, going to be starting from a fresh chain, new chain up and to the right. And of course, that's also going to help pump Hex, Pulsex, and everything else. It's just so many pumpamentals. It took me about 10 minutes just to cover the simple part of that. That's pretty awesome. So we're looking good, folks. And the timeline is looking good too. We've also got Pulsechain Testnet 2 coming out in the next few days. We have seen some updates on GitLab. I might as well pull that up, actually, and we'll go to GitLab. We can see that they're doing a few little updates here. I'm not sure what they are, of course. But Go Pulse there's got some little updates. We also had this Pulsechain dev update wallet folder show up 2 days ago. So definitely things are moving forward. I think we can see that. The lead dev, of course, was back from holiday. Of course, that gave a surprise to everybody. Didn't realize he was on holiday, but he needs to go on holiday, folks. He's probably been working hardcore for a year, and the software development's a full-on thing. I mean, these guys work probably 80+ hours a week, right? So it's probably good that he's holiday, especially for this final mile. You want him to have a fresh, clear brain so that he can pull out the magic of V3 harvesting. That's what we want. We want the magic to come out with the maths. So cool. All right, so we've got this coming up, folks. At the moment, of course, we're at 90 days. So this is Pulsechain Testnet 2, this yellow line here. 90 days now. We hit 90 days. It's 3 months. Pulsechain Testnet 1, this yellow line here, was 77 days. So we're already 13 days longer on Pulsechain testnet 2. But man, it's been really successful. We've been able to test the additional software for the validators. And of course, we've got Go.Hex on there, Uniswap front end, Pulsex and Bridge as well. That's looking really good. So delivering the software is really cool. Finding the bugs is really important because there's obviously huge sacrifices. Was almost $2 billion if you include Pulse and Pulsex together in this. So it's a pretty big deal, folks. And man, oh man. So that's what's been in. We're waiting for this any day now. Should start any day in the coming week. Richard said a week. So, that's we're probably already next 4 or 5 days, something like that. We should expect Pulsechain testnet 2.5, otherwise known as 2B there. And of course, we're going to have updated balances for the Pulsex sacrifice and the Pulsechain sacrifice. Also, we're going to have AMM bot halfway run with Uniswap, SushiSwap version 2. And of course, we're going to have a new block height, folks. So if you have got tokens that you bought since the last block height many months ago, you should be able to see them on the Pulsechain, which will be pretty cool as well on the Pulsechain testnet 2.5. And of course, that's going to be super exciting to see that. Then, of course, we're waiting for Pulsechain testnet 3 after that. I expect both of these to be relatively short. 2.5 might be a bit longer than Pulsechain testnet 3, but don't be surprised if these do run longer. I've got them 2 weeks at the moment, but of course, software and testing can take longer than that. Obviously, we've seen 90 days for this one. So just be pragmatic about this. We're trying to do the earliest possible date, not the most, get some accuracy, but it's the earliest possible date. But of course, software testing does take a bit more time. Obviously, Richard wants to get these out as soon as possible. You can see that in his last live stream that he really wants to get the stuff out into the market. He's not holding up for the bottom of the bear market at 12,000 Bitcoin. He just wants to get these out is the impression he gave us on the last live stream. All right, so after, of course, Pulsechain testnet 3, we've got to get some snapshot block, of course. So whatever that's going to be, we're waiting for that. And then, of course, the timing of mainnet and Pulsex going live is there. At the moment, I've got that for the 15th of April. So we pushed that out 2 weeks. Once we found out 2.5 was there, we pushed that out to the middle of April. And this is kind of the earliest date we see because we've got to have these two testnets in here. And, of course, we expect them to be short. This is going to be pretty much half AMM bot run. This is going to be full AMM bot run. That's kind of the way you can think of it. Pulsex is basically done. So it's really about the AMM bot harvesting the pools. And that's what we want, man. That's the magic sauce. That is the magic sauce because that's what's going to give us all the value in here. Printing money out of thin air. That's what crypto does best. Once you open up the bridge and the fiat gateway, you got US dollar stable coins coming in. You value those up. And, of course, you've got real money, people buying and selling. And woo, awesome stuff. That's how the magic is. Welcome to crypto. And of course, I think crypto is about halfway through its maturity. Let's say that 2009 to 2022, and we've probably got another 13 years to go until it gets to that full maturity. I think we're still about halfway with the technology. It's just one of those long build technologies that takes you 25 years or something. So that's pretty exciting. All right, cool. That is the end of that, folks. Of course, we've got the Talladega race car coming up. Of course, I expect the investment trust, Hex Investment Trust, has started today. Of course, in practice, I don't know when they'll be receiving money. Maybe as soon as next week. Who knows? They'll probably send the marketing out to advisors. They got $1 billion network apparently from November last year. They could reach their private targets and then get to their public targets. So we're talking about this here, the Hex scale. They could get to their private targets and then their public targets. We'll wait for Kinetics to tell us the full-on details. But he did say Friday this was actually kind of launching, which would be like a soft launch. And of course, we'll wait for them to give us some updates about, numbers, if they got some numbers. And of course, we should be able to see if they do get a couple $1 million in pretty quickly. Maybe they get tens of millions. Who knows how they've set this up. But they could, we should be able to see that on the buy side of X and a 5/5 stake. Should see some pretty big buys and stakes there. No doubt they'll be using Matcha and 1 inch and stuff like that to average out the price, setting some limit orders perhaps. They might just sit there with limit orders and let it get filled. So they're not moving the price around up and down. So they've got a couple of strategies around that too. Obviously, Wales Only is involved with that. He's good with the spreadsheets and the analysis. So I'm sure they're in good hands there as well with their buying practices. So fascinating. So it's not just about getting money. You got to have good buying practices, right? You got to get the best value. And of course, at the moment, of course, with the Hex price, down at 12.3 cents, you can actually get a lot of a value, right? They're buying at a perfect time, launching now. They couldn't be better, really. Obviously, this 3 to 8 cent mark, but I really don't think we want to get down that low if we can help it. Obviously, being at 10 cents is like a 10x on a year ago for Hex. So still very good, and that's kind of where I feel is a pretty nice to keep that upward momentum. All right, cool. I think that was it on there. That's the final topic, folks. Woohoo! We did it. Yeah, boy. An hour and 40 minutes. Man, this is just too much stuff happening in Hex and Pulsechain and everything else. There's so much stuff. Let's get to the end of the poll. We can see how many. We've got 57 votes. Let's end the poll and see what the final results are. It is a fun poll today. It's not like seriously structured with scientific allocations, but it's pretty cool. All right, so let us get on here. We've got a good topic to talk about there. Let me go in here. So how happy are you about your Hex Hedron income? Obviously, that's a way of looking at it. You can look at it like an income, or you can look at it like an asset that you're just going to leave it there, let it grow in value, or you could trade it out for Hex or something else. You've got lots of different options you can do there. Pretty cool. Hex T-shares keep on printing money. Lol, 35%. Yeah, I like that one. I like that thing how T-shares is like your own money printer. And, of course, you just don't have to sell your whole bag. You can just scrape some off the top. Is a pretty good way of doing that. Over the moon, 29%. Huge bonus income, 29%. So good, 14%. Nice, 57 votes. That was a bit of fun, and thanks for filling that out. Always love it when we get these poll results. LS says, Richard Hart banned from YouTube. No, why? No, I don't. So this is a good point, though, folks. Definitely get on to Twitter on YouTube, and I think it's YouTube official. I think it's YouTube. YouTube. I think it's YouTube creators. I think it's this one. I think it's YouTube creators. Yeah. So if you want to get on here, leave some messages about getting Richard's channel back on. I think that's the way you do it. Definitely hit up YouTube creators and talk about getting Richard Hart's YouTube channel back. I think that would be really helpful. We all play a part. There's 55 people watching at the moment, and all the people that are watching us afterwards, get out there and just if you're on Twitter still, get and hit up YouTube creators. I think it's where you go and just say, we want Richard Hart's YouTube channel back, because I noticed it's been down for a long time. It hasn't just got back up within a couple of hours like normal. And I'm just going to check now. I don't think it's up at the moment. I had it on my list, so I don't think it's there. I checked it earlier today. It wasn't there. So definitely get out there, folks. And no, I can't see it. So definitely get out there on Twitter and let's try and help Richard get back on there. I'm not sure why they've taken this channel down. Like I say, it's pretty fickle on YouTube. It's easy watching videos, but being as a creator, they've got obviously lots of different motives why they take channels down. Sometimes it's just a dumb AI, but other times it's just terrible, management. You guys know all the stuff. I don't have to say. EZ says also a question about staking. Will that be safe to connect to the wallet and stake? Staking. Staking what? So staking Hex? Yes, staking Hex is safe. Go.hex.com. You can do that, or Staker app. Hopefully, I'm understanding what you're saying there, Easy. Brownie says, "Oh no, come in at the end again. Time to rewind." Woo-hoo, says Brownie. You're so funny, Brownie. Honestly, that's so clever. So very, very cool. Let's have a look at it. Fonzie says, "Does Liquid Loans have a leaderboard?" Yes, we've looked at leaderboard. Just check that out on the website. We've had a look at that, so we already know that Magic Carpet Ride is leading and so forth. So check that font section out, Fonzie. I do have a timestamp after the video. I'll post a timestamp. Corey says, so Richard Hart Wynn openly talked against the WF, CBDFs and central banks in a live stream the other day, and this last that was mentioned why he was removed. Probably, Corey. Like I say, these guys are imposing a worldview. All the tech companies are all aligned with the WF and all that. So hopefully this channel doesn't get taken down. But that's just the way it goes. They're all aligned, and of course, it's just trying to impose one worldview on everybody else. Easy says it needs to cut that stuff out of talking, man. Says Easy, and nice one, yeah. Easy says that makes me worry about the projects. Easy says he should just not push too much. Just let it be and focus on the projects. Thank you, says TA. You're welcome. And Pulsex says, hey man, do you think that Pulse and Pulsex price will be below or above the sacrifice price? I think it will be above the price of Pulsex. I'm actually super bullish. I think now if I say X, you guys, it's the thing is I don't want you can't make investments, so it's not investment advice. But I definitely think that we have a very good chance of getting in a short space of time 50 to 70x. So that's kind of where I'm at the moment in a short space of time. I think it can do quite good. The problem is you have a lot of pleb sell, right? So how long that holds up for is another question. You know, we're going to get a big price rise, going to come down. Obviously, you need some dry powder to get those cheap monies, and then on the way back up again. So it's going to be, it's not just going to be, you know, up to the right, but it's going to do. I think the price is going to do for Pulse and Pulsex is going to do a lot of different things than normal prices in crypto do because of the tokenomics. Because we have the total supply. We've got the buy and burns, the fees. We've got all the other tokens that have been traded, pushing through value to make that happen. We've got a deflation there. So I think that it's going to be, and it's all dropping at once, right? So this whole chain, everything here is dropping all at once. Boom. It's going to be pretty amazing, except for the liquid loans, which will be about a month after the bridge, a couple of days, that sort of thing. But it's all going to jump, boom. And of course, we haven't seen that. That's going to be insane in the membrane. The first system state copy of Ethereum is dropping all at once. It's mind blowing. The market doesn't know how to value that at this stage, but I think there's going to be massive FOMO because it's the biggest thing ever. Basically, this is a magic thing. You're also going to own the keys to your coins. This is layer 1 Ethereum. First system state copy, you're going to own all the assets. You have all the keys. You're not having to go to Polygon, Atrium, or anything like that. You're going to have all the tokens. Really is powerful. It's just mind blowing, really. Francesca has got the hearts out. Hey, Facina, good to see you. And Sandy Beach says hello, Facina. And Matt and Barley says YouTube a terrible block. RH at some time they allow scammers to post by allowing them to use the same year name. Yeah, absolutely, I agree with that, Matt. Seen a lot of those. I report them as many times as I can, but it's just like they're always popping up. Matt and Barley says saying send 1 ETH, we send you 2. That's right. So terrible stuff. Keep avoid from that, folks. There is no free send 1 ETH, get 2 ETH back. That's all scam. So for those of you that are new to crypto, avoid those YouTube videos. They're all just scams. They cover Hex is so popular. They cover Hex. They do Ethereum. They do Bitcoin. They do Litecoin. All sorts of stuff. Like just keep away. If you see those ads, they have videos of the founders like Vitalik, like Richard Art. They play videos and they pretend it looks all real. And they said, hey, Elon Musk. Well, Elon Musk is another one. Elon Musk is going to do this. So just be careful with those scams. Avoid them as you can. We've got a Russian bot in the chat. Why do we get a Russian bot? Every time at the end of the live stream, we get a Russian bot. What is with this? All right, nice one. Not many people are selling Hedron. Says Spain. That's absolutely great observation. There is not a lot, and that's what's amazing because obviously a lot of Hexkins have got diamond hands. A lot of those big wallets have got diamond hands. They're playing the long game. It's only the smaller wallets. I think the biggest wallet we saw was the one that sold down a Hex. I think he's the same one. The one that sold a Hex sold down a lot of Hedron. So he's just a seller. So he's an OG seller. He's only interested in the short-term game, making the big profits in the short term. I think he was also the same wallet that sold down the Hedron there. So this is the way it goes. Nice one. Hey, an hour 45 minutes, hour 46. We're doing pretty good, folks. Hope you guys have enjoyed this live show. It's awesome stuff. All just pure Hex content, pure Pulsechain, pure Pulsex, and non-stop every day in, day out. It's going to be really cool. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe, like, share, hit the bell. And, of course, if you want to join as a channel member, hit the join button. We've got Pulseskins, we've got Hexkins, and the Rich Hard Club. A big shout-out, of course, to our latest member. And I'm just going to scroll all the way up there. Mixed is in the house. Bow down, as I always do, to the new members. And, of course, that's a sign of respect. So thanks so much. And to everybody else, take it out. All right, smash the like, says Easy. Yes, smash the like, subscribe, like, share, hit the bell. And thanks for watching. Let me just post this in here. Thanks for watching. Bam. What did I do there? I'm not sure what I did there. So cool. Add the stream. Yeah, there we are. Right, so let me just type this in. Thanks for. Oh, what did I do there? Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. And we post that in there. Nice. All right. If you're a Hex Token channel member, you know what we do. We emoji all the way out. We've got Sandy Beach in the house. We've got Sam as well. Thanks for watching. Let me post some of myself. Post the new emoji. We've got the new one there with the 555. And we're going to post that. Bam. And we got that going. And we're going to do some of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How about that? Actually, we'll delete some of those. Let's do 555s. 555s. There we are. There's 55s. That's the latest emoji, folks. Check it out. Very, very cool. And we've got posting. Everyone's in there posting. Nice ones. Good one, Craig. All right, take care now. And I hope you enjoy yourself. Let's go back to hex.com. Hex.com, where it began. And, of course, where it ends. The best savings product on the planet. Woohoo! Bye for now. Well done, says T. Hey, a pleasure. See you later. Enjoy yourself.